Farming itself, as it's been experienced personally from my farms that I've run in the past in the cannabis industry, and now this fruit and vegetable farm that we're raising, living and working in harmony with the natural cycles and with the dirt and with the bugs and with the birds, that environment in and of itself is therapeutic. The actual activity of moving our bodies, lifting heavy things, straining ourselves is really good medicine for people with overactive nervous systems and anxiety. Activity is the antidote to anxiety.
Hello, everyone. I'm happy you're here with us on Wellness 360. Welcome. I'm Carmen Milagro, your coach and guide for our collection of holistic mini coaching sessions that put us on the path to make our own informed decisions. Today, we're diving into the world of opportunities that help our veterans thrive, and perhaps this concept may also help you. At this point, I'm sure it's clear to all our returning viewers that the focus of our series embraces a wide array of discussions and stories delving into collective learning experiences enriched by the different backgrounds of our guests, which undoubtedly enhances the quality of our lives. So sit back as you relax in the comfort of your own home, just like you like it, and get comfortable for this introductory coaching session filled with a blend of very important, mission-powered, and uplifting ideas that might just resonate with you when you need it most. I am also driven by a mission to empower thousands of individuals through our Wellness 360 coaching series, and I consider myself really fortunate to be able to fulfill this purpose. Our approach offers a comprehensive perspective on wellness, transcending conventional boundaries and encouraging the exploration of new possibilities. If your current health strategies haven't yielded the desired results, why not consider embracing something different? And to those who've connected with me after watching any of our episodes and have scheduled your personal virtual coaching sessions with me, I extend my heartfelt gratitude for entrusting me with your wellness goals. From the forefront of modern Western medical approaches to the holistic traditions of Eastern practices to encompassing the realm of hemp CBD and beyond, our dedication remains unwavering in providing you with a diverse array of choices for well-being. Together, we delve into the vast landscapes of this multi-billion-dollar industry. Diversity serves and guides us as we gather insights from prominent figures and everyday champions of wellness. Each perspective not only enriches our conversations, but also broadens the collective pool of options that I get to present to you. Now, always keep in mind that you hold the ultimate authority to select the path that aligns with your needs. Trust your intuition, conduct thorough research, and take the proactive steps to your personal wellness journey. Now, whether you embrace or question the concepts shared here, the decision rests entirely in your hands. And that's the whole point. Our role is simply to acquaint you with a range of healers, specialists, physicians, and numerous other coaches and experts. Now, in the past sessions, we've delved into lots of subjects ranging from embracing a fulfilling life to confronting a challenging diagnosis, to exploring psychedelic therapy and discovering your sources of inner joy, to comprehensive discussions on the aging process and beyond. Our session today is very near and dear to my heart, and I'm very excited to share with you a little bit about our next guest. Her name is Sunny Welch, and she's the founder of the Joint Forces Project, an organization on a mission to provide safe access to plant medicine for veterans everywhere. Based in Northern California, Sunny is creating a brand new transition track and apprenticeship program for folks leaving active duty and wanting to find their place in the growing plant-powered industry. Farmer, nonprofit leader, and patient access advocate with over 10 years of experience operating in the cannabis industry, Sunny leverages her network and knowledge to support community building initiatives and veteran-owned businesses at every node of the supply chain, driven by her desire to end the suicide and addiction epidemics that's plaguing our nation. Sunny's passion and tireless efforts to bring health and healing to those she serves is nothing short of inspirational. Sunny Welch, welcome to Wellness 360. Thank you so much for joining us today. Welcome.
It is a pleasure to be here, Carmen. And thank you for that introduction. Hearing it come from you, I sound very impressive.
Well, you are, and definitely in my book. It takes a certain courage and heart. So I want to dive into why you do all this. But first, I'm curious, when I first asked you to be a guest, what drew you in to join me on Wellness 360?
Oh, I am driven by my mission and by my purpose. And when you extended this opportunity to me, it sounded like an incredible chance to share the mission and focus of this work with a broader audience who might be interested in becoming a part of our work or just amplify what we're doing so that it can reach the ears of those who want to be involved.
That's perfect. Beautiful. That is, I mean, it's the perfect situation. That is what I'm trying to do. Exactly. Actually, you said it better than I did. But let's get started, Sunny. What inspired you to create this? Where did Joint Forces come from? Like, what was your reasoning, your heart? Like, how did it come to be?
Well, it's a story. The Joint Forces Project has evolved greatly over the past 4.5 years. In October of 2019, I lost my mom to cancer. She's not the person who brought me into this world, but she is absolutely the woman who showed me what it felt like to be loved by a mother and really gave me a chance at a life worth living. And I was fortunate enough to be there with her before she transitioned and actually in her passing moments. And those conversations that we had in the days leading up to her passing really struck me to my core. We had a great opportunity to leave nothing unsaid. And so what I shared with her was that although I could not pay her back for all of the sacrifices she had made to give me this opportunity at this incredible life, I was going to do my very best with the gift that she had given me and do something impactful with this opportunity that I have. And so I have been on a mission, a divine mission, to not let those words become a lie. And so because of her love for me, because she taught me that you can love people back to life, and because of my commitment to being an integrous citizen of the United States of America, Joint Forces is very much a manifestation of love.
Thank you. And, when you and I first initially talked, this was one of those bonding moments that we both shared about the inspiration for the work that we do is our mamas, and I think there's something incredibly powerful, beautiful, and so strong about this type of mission driven, I can't talk right now. Mission driven purpose. I think that there is something, it's what you and I discussed. It's something so much more, so much bigger than us, that we're just the vehicles. We're just the vessels for this. And I think that's one of the reasons why we connected so deeply is we went right there when we started talking. I get you can take us
straight to the core.
Exactly. Yes. And that is what I was hoping that we would be able to do today for our viewers. And I think we've succeeded in that. So thank you. But I also wanted to ask you if you can explain, sort of breaking it down, what Joint Forces does, and then answer this question, why the idea of farming?
Sure. So Joint Forces is being designed as a transition track for people leaving active duty and entering into a civilian life. What I have seen with my 14 years of industry experience here in Northern California cannabis is that this is an industry unlike any other that's being presented to us as a society. It's accessible to people with IT skills. It's accessible to people with just high school educations or GEDs. There are roles for people of all skill sets, of all backgrounds, of all interests, of all capabilities. And I don't see another opportunity like this coming along in our lifetime to have so much unclaimed market share. Also seen that cannabis and plant medicine is really a therapeutic community to become a part of for people leaving traumatic environments or traumatic backgrounds of all varieties, including war, or serving in the military, which could be traumatic without even seeing action from these comments and conversations that I've had with the veterans I serve. And so Joint Forces is intended to not only help people transition out of a traumatic or stressful environment into a more natural nervous system settling environment, but then also help them claim market share and create lives that thrive. By doing all of this, we'll be able to attack those upstream risk factors: lack of community, lack of mission, confusion, isolation. All of these are factors that contribute to the downstream issues of suicide and addiction epidemics. So Joint Forces is going to make that transition so much easier, save lives, and then also help build communities and economic vitality in the veterans.
It's incredible. And I, for me, obviously, again, with what you're doing, we circle back to, right? We come back to the 360 approach. For me, that is a continuous theme, obviously not just for the show, but for the work that I do, for the connections that I make. It's always looking at the whole, not just parts and pieces of it. How do we help someone if we don't know what is going on in their world, their entire world?
Right.
And I love what you said about that there's a place for everyone. But your piece that you're focusing on, and correct me if I'm wrong, from what I understand, it's the farming piece. So
Correct.
Why that piece? Why farming?
Yes. So dialing into why farming. Farming itself, as it's been experienced personally from my farms that I've run in the past in the cannabis industry, and now this fruit and vegetable farm that we're raising, living and working in harmony with the natural cycles and with the dirt and with the bugs and with the birds, that environment in and of itself is therapeutic. On top of that, the actual activity of moving our bodies, lifting heavy things, straining ourselves is really good medicine for people with overactive nervous systems and anxiety. One of my favorite phrases is activity is the antidote to anxiety. If you can't get your body and internal environment still, the best thing you can do is expel that nervous energy that's stored in you through activity.
Right. That is wonderful. I love that. And it's actually, it's simple. It's common sense, but I hadn't thought of it the way you just presented it to me. So thank you. And I think a lot of our viewers might also have the same aha moment that I just had. That makes so much sense.
It's also a non-chemical therapy. It's a non-chemical dependent intervention. So many of our guidance systems that are put out there in society these days say pills, supplements, any type of chemical intervention, be they pharmaceutical or plant.
Right.
I'm not saying that all of those aren't tools for the toolkit, but I think it would be beneficial if we looked to non-chemical interventions first, if not in addition to those other therapies that are out there.
Absolutely. I mean, this is just, it's like mind blowing right now that I hadn't thought of it in this way that you just presented to us. So thank you. You do all this work for others. How do you nurture your mind, body, and spirit? What are like your top 3 self-care things besides moving, like what we just talked about? But I figured let's go into a little bit deeper of what does Sunny Welch do for herself?
I have a deep spiritual practice that came through my healing journey. And so we are people who live our lives in accordance with nature. So I pay a lot of attention to the cycles of the moon and govern my life around what's going on in the heavens. I meditate very heavily and I commune and connect with nature on a daily basis, meaning I get out of environments with screens and with noise and with lights and with other types of sounds and really immerse myself in the stillness and the quiet. That in and of itself gives me a chance to open up my channel to divine without, again, going to any other chemical interventions.
Right. That's beautiful. And Sunny, I want to be respectful of your time. I know that this is in the middle of your day, but I wanted to sort of, if you don't mind sharing with us, I know that there are lots of resources out there for the veteran community, but I suspect that the approach that you have is quite different than everything else that's out there, or at least most everything else that's out there. I've never heard of, and I do work with veterans, and that is one of my passions, my pillars that I focus on. So that was another reason why I was so excited to meet you and talk to you and have you on the show, is because what you're doing is so different. Well, first of all, why is it important for civilians to support our veterans, and how can they do that through what you're doing?
Yes, it is the tenet of my life that the United States of America is out of integrity in the relationship it has with our veterans, and that it's everybody's issue, not just the veteran community that seems to be expected to just deal with everything themselves. It is imperative that civilians get involved in veteran communities because we are one nation. It's a two-way contract, and the United States is out of integrity. We are supposed to be providing services to the veterans when they come back, and we're not doing that. And it's to everybody's detriment. The veteran community is dispersed upon every socioeconomic background, every racial background, and across the United States of America. So if we want to affect positively every community everywhere all at once, we love in hard with the veteran community, lifting them up, supporting them because they're excellent. They're awesome. They're not broken. They're just in need of the support and healing that they're worthy and deserving of. And then once those systems are in place, these people become pillars of their community, and that impacts everyone in a positive way.
Well, thank you, because as I mentioned earlier, I think individuals, sometimes people get stuck doing things over and over, but with no results. Mm-hmm. And of course, there are other ways to help our veterans, but there's no one size fits all. Yeah. And that's where I feel like what you and I do separately, and now I'm hoping to, collectively, collaboratively in the future with what we're going to be planning, that there has to be a way to figure out. There are so many people that fall through the cracks because what's been done in the past, established maybe 50, 70 years ago, doesn't work necessarily it definitely doesn't work for everyone, but perhaps it's time to reevaluate those old systems that were designed decades ago. So that's why I love having this conversation. And I think that our viewers, perhaps an individual out there might learn about what you're doing and want to connect with you. How do they do that? How do they connect with you for joint forces? And I would love to be able to do that right here for you to share that with them.
Sure. So this is an evolving project. There are a couple of ways of connecting with me personally and the project itself. I'm easily found on LinkedIn under Sunny Welch. You can also find me on Instagram, the Joint Forces Project. I'm doing a video diary daily, 1-minute updates about what's happening on the farm as we're building it out. And then jointforces.com is under development. Please go ahead and bookmark it. It will be becoming a directory for every veteran-owned business and peer-to-peer support group in plant medicine.
That's incredible. Sunny, thank you. Before I let you go, is there any just parting words that you would like to share with our viewers that you haven't already covered?
Yes, I would say it is all of our responsibility to reach our fullest potential. We are here to uplift others. In so doing, we uplift ourselves.
Thank you, Sunny. I really treasure this today. Thank you for taking the time out of your day. I appreciate you so much. And you and I will definitely have to have our continued conversations.
Thank you so much for this opportunity. Support the veteran community every way you can. I know that you already do.
Thank you. Thank you so much. And to all of our viewers, thank you for tuning in today. I hope that what we talked about today resonated for you in one way or another. If you're looking for support, if you're looking for help, you now have Sunny Welch to reach out to. You can reach out to me as well, and we can connect you, or we can help guide you if what we're doing isn't what you need. We don't offer one size fits all solutions. We can't. That's impossible. But if you've been inspired today by our conversation, if you felt that there was something there that gave you the aha moment that I had, and if it helps you feel better, just a little bit better than what you were feeling yesterday, perhaps tomorrow you'll feel better than you did today. So to connect with me, you can go to info@divina.store. You can scan the QR code that's at the end of this episode, or you can go to my website, divina.store, where everything that's Carmen Milagro, everything that's Divina, everything that is wellness that I'm doing, that I'm trying to build those bridges, that's where you can connect with me directly. But I appreciate you coming back time and time again to view us. This is Wellness 360. I'm Carmen Milagro. Thank you so much for spending your time with us. Until next time, that's a wrap. Thanks, everyone. Bye.